Most people think discipline is a form of self-punishment. They think it's about white-knuckling your way all the way through life and the task that you hate until you eventually burn out and just can't do it anymore. But what if I told you that the most successful people, the people on the planet that seem to have it all together, they're not tougher than you. They aren't born inherently better than you. They are just addicted to a totally different type of dopamine. And discipline isn't a personality trait. It's not something we're born with. That is why raising children and raising teenagers can be so challenging and so hard, and we try to teach them. But it is something that you build in your neural pathways, those same pathways that the dopamine come through. And today I'm breaking down five quick life-changing habits that will actually make you addicted to doing the hard things instead of avoiding them. Because I know if you're like me, it's really easy to get the easy things done on your list, but you always save those hard ones that are going to require the most brain power for last. But I want you to stay till the very end of the episode, because the dopamine bridge that I'm going to talk about is probably one of the biggest game changers that's happened in my life and in other business owners and leaders and highly successful people's lives. And it's the exact physiological hack that stops the procrastination before it starts and actually rewires your brain from the beginning. Because the reality is, motivation is not a feeling. Or let me say, I think I said that backwards. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is not a feeling, but discipline is a system. And if you only work when you feel like it, you're at the mercy of your biology. If I only recorded this show when I felt like it, I swear there would never be even content created. But because I have a discipline, I'm disciplined and have a schedule and a system of how we record and what day of the week we record and when it gets sent to the producer for editing and when it gets posted, and we follow that to a T. That is what makes things like this possible. And it's not because I'm inherently better or was great as a teenager. I created a system and followed it, and you can too, because that is what's going to be the change in where you are in your life right now and where it is you want to get, where you want to be, because we want to move you together from I have to do this to this is who I am. I am a person who creates content, builds successful businesses, runs an efficient home. Okay, so 5 habits, right? Habit number 1 is the path of least resistance. So it's the friction management. How do we get the friction out of the way that keeps you from doing something that you really want to do? Because your brain it's just wired to conserve energy. So if a task is hard at the beginning, your brain will just reject it. And so we fix that by designing an environment that the right choice is the easiest one. So for example, if I'm going to work on the show, I want to have the same day of week, the same spot I sit in, the same way the cameras are set up. There's no resistance to this whatsoever, right? No one else uses this equipment. It very rarely leaves my office. Everything's already here, right? And if I had to reset that up and redo that every single time, there's too much resistance there. If you were trying to do laundry at all different times of the day and you're never getting it all done, well, there's not a system in place of where I wash it in the morning, I put it in the dryer, and then I put it away at lunch, or whatever that looks like for you. And so if you can reduce the friction, okay, decreasing that friction for the good habits will help increase it for the bad ones, right? So you want to try to continue to get those things out of the way. What is it that is truly getting me or keeping me from getting where it is that I want to go? So if every day you walk in and your desk is a mess and you feel overwhelmed, start cleaning your desk before you leave for the day, or we close up in your home office for the day, because then that helps you get everything ready for the next day. Habit number 2 is the identity shift. So we've talked about the friction and the things that get in the way of what it is you're trying to get done. But the identity shift comes from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, where he says we have to stop saying like, I'm trying to be disciplined. I'm trying to be more organized, instead of saying, I am a person who doesn't miss deadlines. I am a person that follows through. I am someone who is organized, because your brain works really hard to align your actions with your identity. And so when you change the I am, the I do naturally follows. So for example, when I opened my first business, I was the owner of Empire Cheerleading. That is who I was. I am the owner. Okay. As I wanted to grow into other businesses and add on a daycare and add on a co-working space and event venue and add on a coaching business and a real estate business, I had to change my I am the, and I am an entrepreneur. And so then my actions follow what an entrepreneur would do. They don't spend all their time on one business, right? So we have to start training our brain. I am a blank. I am a runner. So what do runners do? They run. You're lying to yourself if you say you're a runner and you don't run. So you're lying to yourself if you say that you're a high achiever and you're not achieving. So start adopting that I am. And sometimes it feels uncomfortable, and sometimes it's just kind of like weird to say. You feel like you're pretending, but the more you do, the like better you start to wear the clothes, wear the outfit, wear the hat of the fill in the blank of where it is that you're wanting to go. And if you're ready to stop being a slave to your moods and how you feel and start being the architect of your success, hit the subscribe button, because I'm here every week dropping information, sharing stories, and sharing my journey so other high achievers can build empires of their own without the burnout. Okay. Habit number 3 is the 2-minute rule. Sometimes like we get so overwhelmed with the mountain of what's about to happen or that we need to get done that we can't even like get started, but any habit can get started in 2 minutes. And so if you need to go and sit down at your desk and start a project that you've been avoiding, commit to sitting in the chair, logging in and working for 2 minutes. It sounds insane, but you will look up and you will be 45 minutes in and realize that you already knocked out half of it and it wasn't that bad. And so when the dopamine like starts hitting that you're getting it done, the momentum of that is what actually carries you through, versus the dopamine of like sitting over here scrolling on your phone and still not having anything done, right? Because we've all been guilty of that before. All right, habit number 4. Number 5 is my favorite, so don't miss that one. Habit number 4 is delayed gratification as a skill. So we reward ourselves so many times before the work. So in the morning, we're going to scroll Instagram, we're going to drink coffee, and that's when our brain is like primed for success, like ready to roll, ready to get things done. And so what if you flip the script and you use the things that you want to pull you through the harder things? So discipline is a muscle. Remember, we're not born with it. It's not innate in human beings. And so it gets stronger every time you say, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, let's say, for example, I have this new passion. This is not sponsored, but I would love for it to be from Starbucks iced energy drinks. It's like the little refreshers, tropical peach. I love everything peach. And I love these. And so many days I'm like, okay, when you get to 3 o'clock is usually when I kind of stop working at my desk and then transition my son to his afternoon activities. Then I usually get to get a refresher. So it's recording day. It's Friday today. Might not be the day you're watching it, but when we're recording. And so I got my refresher early, but like, it was a little like pull me through, here we go, you know? And so what if that great cup of coffee, not that you don't need your caffeine in the mornings, or that 5-minute scroll you're going to allow yourself to have on Instagram, or the walk around the block, or whatever it is that you're looking forward to, spending time with your puppies or watering your plants, like you're going to do that after you get XYZ done. Okay. So that's a super huge one that I think I use almost every day. And if you have the vision, you're doing something, you've got businesses running, maybe one, maybe you're working on your second one, but you lack the systems and the personal discipline, you don't have to be there forever. It's keeping you stuck. Like, I'm not going to lie. It's keeping you stuck in that 5-figure, 6-figure revenue area and not letting you jump to the next level. And so you don't have to hustle your way there. We can build something that's sustainable that keeps you from burning out together. And you just need some better business architecture. So there is a link in my show notes. It's not for everybody. So many listeners that they're not into the business world or they're not building a business right now, and they get so much value from the content. But for those of you that are, click that link and we'll book a strategy call and see if you may be a fit for one of our coaching programs. All right, number 5. I know I've been making you wait till the end, but this one's my favorite, and I call it the dopamine bridge. So remember, dopamine in your brain is like sparks, makes you, that's what all the tech companies want us to keep scrolling. But most people wait for a reward after the task. Okay. Yay, we did it. Celebrate. But the top 1%, the 0.01% of people out there learn to find dopamine in the effort. Let me give you an example. So I'm in an extremely busy season of life right now, wrapping up one end of season in like our cheerleading and gymnastics world while another one simultaneously launches. April and May is busy with like end of school and showers and all the parties and all the things. And I made it to the gym all 4 days and walked all 4 days this week. And I didn't even feel that great all week. Okay. So in the middle of in the middle of driving to the gym this morning, I'm like, I'm going. Like, I'm going and I'm doing it the 4th time. So the reward was in the doing. Like, I'm disciplined. I am someone who's disciplined. The reward wasn't the workout. I don't go work out for physical reasons. I go work out literally. You're going to probably laugh hearing this. I tell my son, I'm like, I go to the gym so you don't have to change my diapers when I get old. Like, take some love for that one. Think about that, right? I want to be able to stand up without falling when I'm in my 80s. Like, mobility, balance, those things are important to me. But like in the hard, in the tired, I didn't really want to, I found that moment of like, the reward was right there. It was in just actually initiating the action and doing it. And so by celebrating the fact that you're doing something hard while you're doing it, you train your brain to crave a challenge, not just the result. So we made a change in our compensation plan at our childcare business, and our teachers are now incentivized to keep us at a certain capacity of our enrollments. And you do that by being good at your job, right? Building relationships, making sure that you're being attentive to the kids, talking to the parents, feedback, like all the things we want to see in those teachers. And then our directors also are receiving a different compensation package based on the performance of the business. And it completely changed the culture and the profitability and the bottom line. And it was a really simple change that we made, and it worked. It just worked. It worked, right? That's the dopamine hit. Like, wow, like we faced a challenge and it worked. So we were celebrating as we saw the numbers going up, right? Before we even hit the numbers, because they were at like 83% capacity maybe, and they needed to get to 90. And now yesterday I checked and they're at 91. And so if you can celebrate what's going on in the middle, it makes the rest of the journey so much better, because discipline is not a cage. It's a key. And the only thing that stands between you, like the person you are, and the person you are capable of becoming, is discipline. That's it. So stop negotiating with your excuses and start honoring your potential.